Okay, so thought I'd make a short video kind of showcasing what I built earlier this year. This is a cathedral inspired by a whole bunch of different cathedrals I've seen. And I tried to put like kind of a satanic twist on it. Might have to disable clouds here just so you guys could see the top, but yeah, let me see if I could do that real quick. Okay, we're back. Got rid of those pesky clouds, and yeah, so it's quite a large structure. Probably took me a month or two to build. It wasn't, consistent month or two. I took time off and whatnot, but definitely the biggest project I ever made. Never really had the patience to kind of take my time and actually build something worth it in Minecraft, but this is my first, you could say, large scale project. Actually took a little bit of planning and quite a bit of effort, but I think it turned out like not too bad. So it is a dark themed build, so if you're interested in making dark themed build, I'm sure there's some stuff you could pull off of here. I really like the designs that I managed to put on the sides. Almost looks like a rib cage of some sort, something you'd see out of Doom, or these here were kind of like the little arches you'd see on the cathedral. But yeah, I tried my best to replicate everything, so I will kind of give you guys a far view of the build. I'll start zooming in on the little design so you have an idea how I made everything. But yeah, so this is the front side of the actual cathedral. So if you're coming or traveling from here, you'll kind of see it from a distance. The drop distance on the server is actually not too bad, which I appreciate. So even at a distance here, you can still see how grand it is. That front piece, that mosaic design on the front really stands out because of the color difference. You can see it from really far away. The upside down crosses. So I tried to make the designs kind of the color of the actual small design pieces contrast a little bit so you could see it from a distance. The two statues you see here in the front, this one here is my design, which is why it could be better. Some people said it looks like a poodle, like a dog, and it's kind of hard to unsee it once I said that. But it is my design, so I figured I'd just rock it. Why not? This one here I did rip off online. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not very good at these kind of detailed structures where you're using stairs and slabs to create a certain look. But I did add my own twist to it, so the original design, I'll see if I can link it in the description or something, just to give the creators some credit. But they made it so it was supposed to be an angel, and I sort of added the horns, and I made a tail. And I kind of wanted it to look like Lilith just a little bit. The front door here is sealed. So that's the piece of wood you see kind of shutting the door down, and I really liked how that turned out. And you'll see a bunch of symbols throughout the whole structure. It's not necessarily satanic, but I figured they kind of look satanic, so just tried to get creative with it. A lot of cobblestone walls were used to add like rib cage kind of looking structures. I like that look. I'll kind of zoom in a little bit on the design here. But yeah. My first time showcasing anything I built anyway, so I'm sorry if the order of things I'm showing off are not, that, if they don't make too much sense. I found that this block right here, which is like you find this block in the nether, which is like one of the hardest blocks I ever had to mine for, because it's pretty hard to get in quantities. You can find it. It's not too difficult. You'll see it in the fortresses in the nether underground, but when you need a bunch of quantity, it becomes a hassle. This here was like a tiny little graveyard, and I wanted to, this tree, I think I saw it, I don't know if it's Diablo or Path of Exile. It's like a tree of sorrow or whispers or something like that, but it has a bunch of hanging heads. So the server does have heads that you can purchase, and so I figured, oh, I'll just put them up on this dead looking tree and kind of give it that look. You know, so everything here is trying to be kind of evil and satanic, and the floor is textured with deep slate and then cobbled deep slate. It's very faint, but it does help break it apart a little bit. And then just a kind of a pathway in the center. So this is the actual outside wall design. Tried to make these like almost like a bonfire type thing to light up the corners. This is the back side of the building. And this design right here, it is becoming nighttime. I can't change the time because I'm on a server, but might skip the footage and when it becomes daytime again. But this here is supposed to be a leech. I thought it actually turned out pretty good. I see a leech when I look at it. You might not, but maybe now that I've said it, you can sort of see it. The hardest part was to make the legs curve around the edges. And yeah, these guys are gonna get annoying, so let me skip till daytime. Okay, my mic wasn't recording, but I wanted to show you guys the inside of the cathedral here, at least while it becomes daytime outside. Show you guys more of that, maybe even show the building during nighttime as well. I think it'd be pretty cool, because I do have a shader pack, so lights look pretty good. It's the complimentary shader pack, reimagined, I think. So here in the main entrance, this is kind of the door that you saw on the outside is barred closed, so in order for you to come in, I actually have to teleport inside here using like the home command, and that was by design. But essentially, on both sides of the wall, there's different wall designs that are meant to be sort of like satanic symbols. And here I was going to add some literature. I just didn't know what to write, so I just left that alone for now. But yeah, I don't know what you call these lights here, or these sort of. It's not a lantern. It's more of a. I actually gotta Google it. I sound like an idiot right now. Okay. So yeah, these designs, some stuff I pulled online. I tried to just replicate it in the Minecraft world, and some designs I was able to pull off. Some of them look ridiculous, but it's supposed to be like some kind of satanic writing and whatnot. I just felt like it would fit the build. Hopefully, you guys could see that. These are like trying to be braziers, or just to add some sort of lighting. Some chandeliers there, and this is supposed to be sort of a throne room. This interior was difficult to make because I started the cathedral with the exterior structure, and then trying to line up everything I wanted to put in the interior was challenging. So it's definitely easier to start with your interior and then wrap it with the exterior if you ever make something like on a larger scale like this. I really liked how these came out. So this is sort of a throne room. This is a chair, or throne. Inspired by something I saw online, to be fair, but it looks cool. And if I zoom out here, it's a little bit harder to tell. I wish I made it pop a little bit more, but it's supposed to be a set of wings, almost like eagle wings, or that are as a backdrop with the corrupted obsidian almost going through it as if it's lighting, and so the corruption is the corrupted obsidian making its way throughout the cathedral. And the whole thing behind it is like the cathedral is like once a normal cathedral and then it turned satanic when it got corrupted. You could use your imagination. Some design in the ceiling here, just a bunch of it was originally just going to be some chains hanging off the ceiling, and I figured I'd add some lights. I was like, pop a few heads in there, so why not? Yeah, you will see some repetitive wall designs here and there, but I try to change things up. So there is quite a few things to see in here, so we'll go through this corridor. Some of it will feel unfinished. So this here is pretty much the guts of the cathedral, a bunch of empty space. It's pretty cool to explore in here, kind of see how I did things, but it's really not meant for access. It's just behind the scenes, you could say. But when you come here, I did actually dig out a kind of like a crypt area. So if we jump down here, you kind of see the bottom of the stairs, some splattered glass to add some flair to it, some more corrupted obsidian. It's a spiral staircase with this sort of, I don't know, it's like spearing itself out of the ground. But there is a crypt at the very bottom here, so I could probably show you guys that. These are meant to be coffins. Maybe like some offering pot, you could put stuff in there. More coffins. So this is supposed to be like the general coffins, like peasants, or not even peasants, but royal families and stuff, but people that are not very significant will be here. And then like the leaders, priests, that bury them in these chambers. This one here is supposed to be like for a queen or a king or whatever. So they get the big old fancy coffin. And then these are the like generals, direct family members of said queen. So there's supposed to be like 4 of these down in the crypts, but I think I only made the one. Yeah, textured the floor, some cracked stone, some slate. Textured the walls as well. I really like the way the cobble slate and the deep slate kind of contrast each other. Yeah, sort of blend in, but in a very nice way. And then this here is actually unfinished after this point. Okay, so we'll go back upstairs because there's more to see. The natural lighting when it comes in here looks really cool, especially with the shader pack. When the sun comes up and it lines up with that, it leaves that shadow, and it leaves the pattern of the shadows down there. Okay, going up top will just take you to the top of one of the towers, but you can also use this to go downstairs, which is where like your player home, everything you need for a player home is in here. Just a corridor design I came up with for this side. Yeah. I tried to make the ceiling and pillars look kind of interesting. Bedroom. Yeah, actually looks quite peaceful for a satanic cathedral. Enchanting room. Potions. Actually took the time to add a bunch of recipes in here. I can Okay, I got locked out to, can't access that right now, but. So I have built this about 6 months ago, and I let my friend kind of gain access to the build while I was gone. So I'll have to get that back, but. There are some custom weapons and stuff on this server, so I just use those as displays here. So you have armor and weapon displays. This beacon here is like kind of like one of the, almost like a central of the corruption spreading out through the building. So that's so. Cool little lantern there. This here is a smithing area, so this is kind of a forge, furnaces, blast furnaces, shelving. So it is quite practical, but I try to make it look appealing. On this side, however, we have almost like a prison area where we keep our naughty villagers. These guys have been here for months. It's kind of cool that they don't despawn. Just put a name tag on them, and depending on your server rules, but yeah, they shouldn't despawn after that. A little torture room, so I don't know what this guy exactly did or why I put him in there, but he did do something wrong. I assure you he deserves that. And then kind of like a torture chair, or you pull somebody apart with chains or something. You know, some tools to beat somebody with and extract your information that you need. So if you're gonna get your torture fixed, this is the room you're gonna come to. Okay, go back outside, and then we'll see if we can get a look at the building during the evening time. Oh, it is daytime. Okay. Let's come back out for it. I was really happy with how this turned out. It's quite the challenge. You know, I'm not using any creator tools or anything to copy and paste structures or fill in spaces. Every block here was placed. It's not in creative or anything, so you know, you gotta mine everything and everything you needed. Some stuff I was able to trade with people. Certain blocks I couldn't find in quantities, I would try to trade them. But yeah, it's a semi-legit build because the server does allow flying. If you certain perks you could buy with like in-game money and or with playtime. So I did do this with fly enabled, and I don't know if I'd be able to do it without that. It would be certainly a big challenge because you do kind of have to step back and see how things look while you're building it. A lot of stuff was torn down, rebuilt, try to get the look that I was looking for. It's not perfect per se, but I think it does have that look of something grand, unsettling, and evil. Oh, this little part here I can kind of showcase a little. I didn't give it enough attention. Put the satanic symbols here on the side. It's almost like it's backlit because of these blocks here. This is kind of like a sacrifice, almost like a sacrifice ritual. So there's a statue there. It's supposed to be like worn and torn, somebody in shackles on their knees begging. A headless villager there, and that's sort of like blood over the, as they're sacrificing the villagers. I don't know, so they can get rain or something. Yeah, I know this video's kind of all over the place. It's my first one, but figured I'd had this build here for a while, and I just revisited the server, and I was like, I would kind of like to showcase this, and it did take me months to make, and I figured I'd just show it off a little bit. It's by no means, I'm not delusional to the point of thinking that, like, you know, this is like the best cathedral out there, but I do think it is special. And if you are interested in making something similar, do let me know. I can probably get some close-ups on a lot of these designs so you guys have an idea how these were built. I know this is how I learned how to play Minecraft, is you get inspiration from other builds, you see what people make, and you put your own twist on it, or you change things around, and sometimes it fits your build better than what the original was. And so that's what I tried to do here. A lot of it was my own ideas, and some of it was inspired from other stuff I've seen, and it's kind of how you learn, right? So yeah, I really like how this leech turned out. It's like, okay, well, I think that's all there is to see here, and I'll see y'all later.